What's going on, guys? So in this video, we're going to go and talk about what you need to know before starting your very own NFT project. In other words, we're going to be talking about all the things that you should consider to make sure you're on the right track to building a blue chip NFT project. So let's go ahead and get to it. By the way, if you are new here, my name is Adrian, and I am building my very own NFT project. I will be documenting the process along the way, and so I will be starting to post videos very regularly on this channel. And so if you're interested about learning about NFTs or building your own NFT project, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button below, because I do think that it will be very helpful for everybody to make the right decisions as we work our way into building this project. Okay, first of all, the first thing I really want to talk about is don't make derivative projects. Okay, that means stop making apes, monkeys, or gorilla, NFT projects. It's a very new space, the NFT space. And so now is the time to be innovative and create something that's the first of its kind. That's the very first thing that I want you guys to kind of think about. Don't use this as a way to do a quick rug pull or a cash grab. There's a lot of opportunity in this space, and so I really encourage you guys to actually focus on building something new and unique, because that's something that I'm going to be doing, and so I think it'd be really cool. So actually put in the work. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the market trends here. And so what I mean by that right now is we want to look at what the art has been doing since the beginning of NFTs. So that with CryptoPunks, that being #1 for quite a while, but no longer anymore, they were a bunch of pixelated profile pictures, right? And so if you're looking to build an NFT project, what you should really be doing first is not only finding artists and working with them, make sure that the quality is, people are stepping up their game. There's a bunch of projects coming out, and so you went from pixelated images to realistic art to now 3D art and now animated art. And so #1, find a really good artist and make sure that they're really good, because if you want, even if you don't have a roadmap and you have a horrible idea, if you have at least really cool art, it's likely that NFT collectors, for example, will just buy it anyway. And so focusing on the art is #1. So at #1, we have the collector. So this is somebody who just thinks that the art is super, super cool and they want to buy it no matter what. They don't care about the roadmap and none of that. They just think the art is cool, which is why I said, really put in the effort to find a really good artist. Secondly, and this is going to be hard for us to leverage because we still have to make a name for ourselves, but big companies like Disney, for example, have collectibles that they are selling as NFTs where people are buying them simply because it's a character in their favorite childhood movie. But the collector is something to really keep in mind, and focus on the art. Trust me, that's going to matter a lot. And so at #2, we have the investor. So this one basically kind of speaks for itself. These are people who are going to be doing a lot of research on your project to make sure that they know what they're buying. So the first thing you really need to consider is that your team is fully doxed. What that means is that everybody knows who everybody on the team is in real life. There's a LinkedIn attached to their profiles or something like that, so that people can look them up and make sure that they're legit. That is really important because there are so many projects out there, and legit ones are fully doxed. And if people don't know who they're buying from, they're just not going to invest in your project these days. Like, you could get away with it, a month or two ago maybe, but these days, you got to have your name on there. And so the other really important component to tapping into the mind of the investor is making sure that you have a really clearly laid out roadmap. The roadmap's going to matter a lot, and that's why having a docs team will actually matter more, is because everybody can have a really cool roadmap, but people or investors are going to be really worried about whether your team can actually execute on that roadmap, because you could be too ambitious, for example, and you may have no track record of actually being able to execute any of those things. And so that's why having a docs team really helps, and having a roadmap that seems feasible, that you can actually execute. And I think that's pretty much it. Oh, I almost forgot. And so some projects, and I actually recommend this, and I'm actually going to be working on this next week, or this week now, when this video is posted, is actually going the extra mile and building a white paper. A white paper is just kind of like an official document that could be anywhere from 4 to 10 pages that clearly lays out your project idea, your roadmap, everyone on the team, their experience, what you hope to do in quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, for example, like different phases. That is a very detailed roadmap, essentially, like a PDF document that you can share with people. That's going the extra mile. And again, if you're fully doxxed, those two things, you're basically set, as long as you have a good idea too, you know. And lastly, at number 3, we have the community member. So essentially, this person is just somebody who's been in the NFT space and is looking for a project to invest in and become a part of, most importantly. And so if you've been in the NFT community at all for, for me, I've been in the NFT space for about 2.5 months now. You know that the NFT space is very tightly knit. So everyone's super nice, everyone's super like welcoming and wanting to help one another because it's just so early on. It's such an exciting space. And so these people are really just trying to find communities that they want to, or projects that they want to help, build the purpose of. And so if they really like your roadmap and they really resonate with it and they really want to be part of it, then you've tapped into the mind of the community member. And NFTs are all about, the community. So this is, easily one of the most important things that you should really be paying attention to. And so these are kind of some questions that you should be asking yourself. Right, so these questions should be, what is the audience you're trying to target? What is your go-to-market strategy? So what that means is, for example, my project, which we haven't talked about yet really, is mental health. And so you need to talk about, who's your audience. For me, it's going to be people who care a lot about mental health, maybe people who have gone through a lot of injuries or have suffered through, a lot of really serious things during COVID, for example. And so what's my go-to-market strategy? My go-to-market strategy essentially is going into all of the Discord servers that I'm a part of, the ones that I have been invested in for quite a while, and going into the mental health channels of every single server if they have one, and then just talking to people, seeing if they would be interested in a mental health project, if they've been in one before, and kind of just getting information there, and then using their, input and, to kind of tailoring my project around them. Because again, NFTs are all about community, and so if you go to your audience first and you actually spend the time to talk to them, because that's something that you're going to be doing in the future once your project takes off, it's definitely worth making that effort right now and figuring out what it is that they're expecting, what they would want. So that's really important to take into account. Okay, so like, why would the community builder buy? Because they would, they want to help you build your purpose in a way that you really need to be. Okay, so but then how would you get the community builder to buy your NFT? Well, one, they want to be able to buy and help build your project, buy your NFT and help you build your project with the funds that you get. But more importantly, they're actually, most people, we're all selfish in some way. They want something back. So an NFT project, an NFT project is a really good, opportunity to give back to people who are supporting you. And so what you need to focus on is, on top of your roadmap, how exactly are you going to build utility and be able to give back to people who, buy and preferably hold your NFT in the long term. So kind of like the investor, instead of, cashing out on money. What the community builder is looking for is, if I hold this long term and I care about this idea, what do I get in return for helping you build that project? And for me, for my project, I plan on being able to offer mental health services and being able to make them more accessible. And then if you hold an NFT, one of my NFTs, then that's kind of your ticket in. But I'll be talking about my project in a different video at some point. I don't really know when. But yeah, that's what you should focus on. All right, so here's a quick recap. Number 1, make sure your art is cool and that it stands out. Okay, even if you have a horrible roadmap, horrible idea, just all around terrible, but you have really cool art, someone will buy some of it. So yeah, that's number 1. Number 2, make sure your team is fully doxed. Make sure you spend a lot of time on the roadmap, be able to prove that you can execute. And if you have the time and if you want to take this really seriously, make the extra effort to build a white paper. It looks really legit and it'll be really cool. And 3, make sure you get to know your audience. You got to focus on building utility and being able to give back to build a strong community. Because again, NFTs are all about building a community. And more importantly, it's you guys all share the same value in building a project, like working towards something. And so yeah, that's the 3 different people that you need to be paying attention to, or knowing how to sell to when building your own NFT project. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, go ahead and please like and subscribe. It will really help the channel a lot as I'm just starting out. And if you subscribe, you can go ahead and learn. You will be learning more about NFTs, and you will be witnessing me build my very own project. I should be getting art pretty soon, hopefully this week, and so I think should be able to kind of share with you guys what exactly I am doing in terms of working with the artists and kind of sharing my vision with my idea. So obviously nothing I said was actually fact, right? So please go ahead and comment down below and let me know if you think I missed something or if you disagree with anything that I said. I would love to hear you guys' opinion. But that's what I personally think. And if you focus on all of those things, you should be on the right track to making sure that you are building a blue chip NFT project, which that means that your project will actually last for years to come, or at least months after the mint date. All right, that is it for that one, guys. Please go ahead and hit that notification bell below if you want to go ahead and get notified for the video I will be posting later this week. That's it for this one. All right, guys. Peace.